show you how to do this right now. Just jump right into this today. I'm gonna make a little 1.5 inch tall owl out of a 1x1 piece of basswood, piece 3 inches long. It's good to have a little bit of something here to hold on to. You can do it just holding on to the piece here, but it's a little bit more difficult. And this way you guys will be able to see what I'm doing too. Just made a mark at 1.5 inches, about 38 millimeters. And I'm just going to start by kind of marking that a little bit as the bottom, or just where we're going to stop. Give us a reference point here. And we can kind of carry that across too. Just thought this would be kind of a fun little thing to do while waiting on some other things. We're not going to go for a very detailed owl. It's just going to be kind of basic. Now that we have that marked out, the first thing I'm going to do, like in a lot of the projects we work on, is we start with a square piece of wood and we're making something that's not square. So let's get rid of our corners. This would be a good quick whittle that you could do in just a found stick or something too. Just going around cleaning up these corners a little bit. And while we're at it, we'll just clean up all the saw marks. Get down to some fresh wood here. Bumped my like sign over here. There'll be a video coming out on this guy after a while. It's kind of a long drawn out thing. Made some changes along the way and it's taken a while, just kind of dragging my feet. I still want to make a base, put him on, just so he's a little more stable. Because I plan on having him sitting here, and if I bump him, I don't want him to knock or tip over. So make a base for it at some point, and I'll eventually get that video put out. That's the one that has over 9 hours of recorded video. Just trying to figure out how to boil that down into something that people will watch. Okay, now that we kind of have a rounded off rectangle here, I like to make this. I want to make this with kind of his head turned, and we'll call this the front of the body here, and we'll just kind of go from corner to corner here for his head. So his head will be turned like 45 degrees. We'll just reserve some little spots here for him anyway. Okay. And let's just don't cut very deep here, but we're just going to go start marking these out so we know where we're at. If you cut too deep, then you'll have a hard time getting rid of those cut marks later on when we make these feet a little smaller and rounded. So you don't want to be too aggressive there. Just kind of marking things out. So on the outside of them, I'll make a little angled cut down to the edge of the foot. Like so. Do the same thing on the other side. And then we'll just kind of take that same angle. You don't have to. This is just how I do it. I take that same angle and kind of roll it around the top here. And the same thing on this side. And we'll come in between carefully. Jab in here at the bottom. and just kind of come down to that. Okay, kind of have that going for us now. Just going to kind of round this, bring this front back. Okay, let's move on here. We have those feet kind of marked out. They're popping out a little bit. They're not out a lot yet. We'll bring it all down as we work along here. Next thing I'm going to do is come down maybe a 1/2 inch and just start making some scoop cuts on this corner, and this will be the front of the owl's face. Front of the face? I don't think there's a back of the face. Anyway, just so it's kind of getting, we don't want to go too deep because we got to get a beak and some eyes in here too. So then we're going to come to the back of the head and do kind of just rounding this off and over to the corners where and then we'll kind of round that transition a little bit more here so it's not so harsh on the back. We'll get rid of some of these saw marks on the top here. Okay. Kind of see what we're doing there. Now, let's bring in the center here, kind of down to a point. I'm going to angle it like this and just kind of make a shallow V cut. And just kind of keep working that down. Just taking little bits at a time here. Trying to get this to meet right in the center. Okay, something like that. Okay, we'll round this down a little here. Okay, the next thing I want to do is up here, I'm just going to kind of, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch. I come in here, pointing my knife, and just kind of follow that top contour down and back up. And we'll undercut that a little bit. Do the same on this side. Just kind of make a, start working on our eye sockets. Okay, I'm going to come out here. We're going to kind of start notching these in a little bit. So they stick out. We'll do more later. Just kind of, I like doing some of this stuff just a little bit. Kind of keeps me thinking what needs to be where. And then you can sneak up on it. Looking pretty good already. We'll bring this side down a little bit. And maybe bring in the bottom of the back. Just kind of be thinking about what you think an owl looks like. Come in beside these feet, make them pop out a little bit more. Down the two insides and across the bottom. Then you can bring your knife in, kind of at an angle. Get those pop out in the center a little more. Okay. kind of a little bump there. We'll bring that down. Make a little beak right here in the center. For that, I'm going to use my detail knife. It's just a little bit smaller. Leave a little bit of a gap at the top. And just kind of come down something like this. And then we'll just cut out beside that. And then we need to do a little bit underneath here. It's looking pretty good. We'll just try to clean this up. The underneath side here a little bit is a little rough. Nice thing about these little carvings like this is something that you can carry around in your pocket almost and work on when you have a second. It's kind of one of those things you can whittle while you wait. You got a little time to kill. I recently bought this detail knife. It's a Badger State Blades 1.5" detail knife, the maple handle. Really like it. I would never had a detail knife this slim before, and I'm really wondering why I didn't get one sooner. We do have a few of these in stock yet on our website, huntersmake.com. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to get one of these detail knives, or we have a few other knives on there too. Just trying to get this beak to pop out a little bit more. Okay, and then I like to draw the circles around the eyes before I kind of indicate those with the cut line. These aren't the actual eyes. These would be there's like almost like a little ring of feathers around here, and the eyeball sits down inside. Doesn't look too bad. Let's take our detail knife. We're not going very deep here. This is just to kind of give it a little definition. Angling the blade slightly away from the center. Oop. And we'll do this other one. Same thing, just angling slightly away from it. Turning the piece and the knife kind of at the same time to get as nice of a smooth circle as you can. Something like that, and we'll just kind of cut up to that. Right here by the beak, we'll punch in a little deeper, make a little chip come out of there. Sneak in here at the top corner, if I can figure out how to hold it. In there, and beside the beak, down to where that meets that circle, and we'll just try to Get that little chip out of there. And we'll just clean off some pencil lines. Okay, and kind of round off, smooth off this ridge we just created by doing that. And we'll undercut this top again a little bit more. Okay, let's kind of do the same thing over here. We'll just cut up to that circle we cut. Okay, let's kind of arch these up a little bit. There we go. And just kind of round this, take some of these ridges off that we created here, right under the beak. So now if we carefully take our knife and do a little circle in. And then we'll kind of angle down around this, kind of giving that the kind of the concave look. Got to be patient or little stuff like this. And we'll try to do the same over here. A little bit of a stubborn chip there. Okay, now we're just going to try to clean up some lines. Looks like we need to take a little more out maybe on this side of the beak right here. You have to let me know in the comments if you like these little carvings, or if you like little bigger ones that maybe we can see detail on a little better. You could always do the same or similar carving to this and just make a little bit bigger one and maybe do a little more of a full instructional video on it. This is just kind of my intention anyway, is just to have this be kind of a little fun quick whittle. Okay, last couple steps. We need to shape the feet. I'm going to come about in the middle and just kind of roll, push and roll my knife back towards the top here. And maybe even back down a little bit towards the body, with the intention of having it'd be like curved claws, feet, toes. I don't know what you call this stuff. Parts, owl parts, curved owl parts. And we'll kind of do the same on the bottom. Kind of cut that in, curve it, make two little V cuts here to kind of separate some claws. Claws? I don't know. Okay, we'll do that one more time here. Actually, I'm going to round this a little first. Okay, there's one. Now let's start on this one. Just kind of round. Okay, we got our claws or feet or whatever you want to call them in there. And last thing I'm going to do to this guy. First, I'm just going to kind of eyeball the shape, see if I'm happy with that. It's kind of a chubby looking owl, but that's all right. Okay, last thing is want to indicate some wings on here. So his body's here and he's got his head turned. So we're just going to go like maybe straight up from his foot up about here, and just going to kind of draw with the knife, kind of curve this back over here to the side, and then we'll do the same here, about straight up from this foot, the same height. I'm going to draw that back here. Okay, and then we're just going to use the tip of our knife and undercut that a little bit. And we'll do the same over here. And then we'll just round off, clean up this ridge. And we left a little bit of a ridge over here we'll take care of too. All right, there you have it. 1.5 inch little owl. I'm just going to go buzz this off on the bandsaw. I'll oil it, maybe paint it, maybe not. All right, thanks for watching.